Marry me. My name is Amanda Liliana from the Owl's Vision Tarot here on YouTube, and I hope you're doing well today. Happy Year of the Dragon. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about what I know personally about dragons. I did kind of had to really tune in with if this video was a yes or no to kind of talk about dragon secrets, and if this video goes all the way through, I'm guessing this is going to be an approval from the dragons. I felt like an internal yes, but sometimes you never know. So if you see this video up, that means it's a yes. So let me tell you a little bit about my personal experience with dragons. Dragons are a creature that is very much real. I know that's kind of hard to see in what we perceive. They are a creature that is on the spirit realm, but also has a very much influence. I actually feel one tickling me on my back there. Just a second. And that's also hard to explain. I do actually feel presence with my guides by physical touch, and with my dragons, they like to tickle. So when I felt one here, so hello, hello, dragon. So back to what I was trying to say before. When I first encountered dragons, I think I was also they were kind of around me off and on when I was a child, first developing my psychic skills, but I always kind of felt that they were like more of an imaginary friend. They were there as creatures of play, something I imagined, but I didn't really ever identify too much with the typical stories of dragons that were there to be slayed. And that was something that always kind of bothered me, as dragons were monsters. When I first encountered dragons as something as a positive force, it was by just one moment, I'll go get the book. So this was a media platform that the first I really encountered that put dragons in a positive light. This was Dealing with Dragons by Patricia Reed. Sorry. This book was actually one of my first ever series where I actually felt really obsessed with reading. I was going through a very awkward and kind of blah stage in my life when I moved to a new town in the summer, and during that process I didn't have TV or really any friends. I was just kind of stuck in the house quite a bit, and other than going outside, I found this book at the library, and it really helped. And that kind of led me on a journey to where I had like a new view and appreciation for characters and dragons. So, but again, that was very much like feeling that it was in the world of imagination. Wasn't quite real, like, because at that young age of being psychic, anything that I had with like gifts of some sort, if I felt like the energy of the dragons around, it was just my imagination. It wasn't real. Let's jump ahead a few years into adulthood, when I was really going through my spiritual awakening, and I first encountered a dragon in actual physical form, when I was going through a very rough patch in my life, where I was going through a divorce, and I wasn't really knowing what my purpose was, what was keeping me going in life and what was really my drive and my life force, and other than my daughter. And I was going through such a difficult time, and I encountered a dragon that was made out of pure light. And at that point, I wasn't even sure if it was real. And so over time, I kept encountering more and more of like this dragon presence. I can definitely now, when I'm more set within my psychic skills, I can definitely feel them around. I definitely feel them with touch. And they're very mischievous creatures, but they're also very lively. They love laughter. One way I connected mostly with them is through dance. I'm a belly dancer, and I started encountering them more and more for that form. I can actually like sense them around me when in movement, and now they're just a really big like pillar in my life. I definitely feel the energy of them being consistent, and yeah, I have great respect for the dragons. So anyway, that's what my little personal information I can give you being on social media, because it is a spiritual journey. I like to sometimes keep it, within me and my dragons and our relationship. But I can tell you a little bit of that. That's what I can tell you a little bit about. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know a little bit about dragons and what I have learned so far and encountering them on the spiritual field. Like I said, they are creatures of the spiritual realm. There's a lot to say that they helped create our planet, which I definitely do agree. They did have a part in playing with the planet and putting it together. There is definitely a relationship between them and the earth. There's also all sorts of different types of dragons. But let me go ahead and just break it down to very simple forms of what to understand a dragon is. A dragon is a creature of elements. Now, earth, fire, water, and air, and also spirit. So they are made of 5 elements, and they are a creature that is not neither good nor bad. They are neutral. They so when you are working with a dragon, it's always to kind of see that as their personality. They are very much only really there when you hear when they're there when you really need like protection, or they want to work with people who are working on trying to find their confidence and bravery. That's one thing that they're really good for. Also, one thing about them, this is maybe a hard fact for some to accept, that dragons are shapeshifters. And most media has perceived them to look like this. And actually, dragons really want media and humans to kind of see them as that. They've kind of learned to, when they do take form, to take form in something of this persona. Or if you see them, maybe they look a little bit like a Chinese dragon, where it's very snake-like. Or you see like this. But actually, they have most often when you do encounter a dragon, it's actually, they look very much like a blended creature of their element. So you will perceive them in elements, and they camouflage within it very well. But again, that's their true form. It's kind of hard to say. Like, there's in shapeshifters, they choose what they want to be, and they know that they are recognized as this, and they like this because it is a representation of their big presence. They have a very big presence, and they like to be seen and felt when they are noticed by their human companions. if anything, to offer protection. But dragons are actually very secretive too. And when you call upon a dragon, you must be very respectful of their secrets and your spiritual journey with them and what you want to share. That's why when I was making this video, I was feeling the urge to go for it, and I definitely feel like my dragon here on the back of my neck, tickling me. And so I felt it was all right to say, and if this video goes through, I'm feeling like that was also very good, because they do have energy that they move through. So if energy is disrupted in certain ways, like especially with like video cameras and stuff, you can have a pretty good indication that that wasn't meant to be said. So they are definitely very good at helping you keep secrets if that's something that you need to work on, working on your life and trying to learn how to filter what needs to be said, and or what importance your words need to be, make an impact out in the world. They're good for that. Also, this is a kind of a point I also want to make to you, is that dragons are guides. They're very similar to spirit guides. I wouldn't say they have an angel feel around them. They definitely do work with angels, but they don't identify with what is good and what is wrong. They are just beings. They're just there. But they do like to offer assistance for those who may need it, and that can be with, again, finding your voice or learning to filter, maybe a running of words. They're good to help with. And they are if you have a journey where you want to get more connected with elements, or like maybe your astrological sign, where maybe you're trying to identify more as an earth sign or a water sign or an air sign. They kind of help along with that journey too, helping you reconnect with elements. And they are also very good at, first and foremost, protection. They like to be very protective of their spirit realm. And if you could hear my cat at the door, they absolutely love animals, and they are, if anything, media has gotten right, they have very much a personality like a cat. So let me be right back. Speaking of cats, there's Hufflepuff. So they I think too, when I was even reading this book and how cats and dragons have a very beautiful relationship, it's because they understand each other very well. They know that they are there to help. They are there to help help with their practitioner, their spiritual practitioner, with their spiritual journey. And so that's their purpose as a guide, and so they actually work very well together, and they have a very similar personality. So if you have cats around who are usually very attracted to you, most likely and most often is that you have a dragon guide that is around. And I suppose I need to go into a little bit more of information about the process of having a dragon guide. So always be very respectful when calling out a dragon, and be respectful that they may come and go out of your life when they feel like it's time. They are it's very rare that I have encountered where you have a dragon attached to a person that is there for them for life. So I mean that as in the general sense as a totem. It's very rare that that a spiritual practitioner has a totem that is a dragon. There, and that's not to be said that dragons don't come in as spiritual teachers from time to time, but just always be aware that they come in and come out of your life at their will, and you have no ownership with them when you finally figure out you have a dragon in your presence. They are there as just a teacher, as a someone to help, like a good friend. But it's very, very rare that they will stay for long periods of time, and also a representation of you and your power. I think a lot of media and a lot of spiritual teachers have kind of confused that, and something that is very important, that dragons are common. That's true on the spiritual realm, but they are also very uncommon because they are very picky about who they want to align their life with. In a human, they want to align their human with a human life. I'm going to say this again. It's very rare that they want to align with a human life for life, and or human soul for their lifetimes. And yes, it is so very important just to kind of hold that respect for dragons when working with them. And I have also encountered dragons that have stayed on family lines, actually, as family friends and family protectors. So I've encountered that in my field, and it's you can actually have maybe one or two dragons that are attached to a family member. I haven't encountered that. Or you can have one who is a divine protector of a whole unit, and they do stay with that family unit for some reason or some other. Like I said, families, like dragon secrets, maybe protecting family secrets. So, but it is kind of really neat to see that, because dragons have such a long spiritual life and growth and energy, that they can kind of be on the family line. So, see if there's anything else that I may reveal or needs to be revealed in this video. I think that's all for now. That's what I'm able to reveal right now, a little bit about dragons. And other than that, it's very exciting that it is the year of the dragon, but I do have to admit that it is not actually officially a year of the dragon, because time has not exactly exact. Being as a time reader and who recognizes timelines, this is not exactly exact about time of that, but we can still hold respect that this is what the collective has decided, that this is the time to celebrate the dragon. So let's go ahead and embrace this energy that as a collective we have decided that we want to embrace, and let the dragon, if any of you feel like you want to call upon a dragon to help you with something that you want to manifest this year, you are always welcome to do so, as long as you are doing it with respect and a very intentional heart. All right, that's all I have for all of you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I believe I may, with the permission of the dragons, do another channeled message, maybe a channeled message from the dragons at some point. So if this aligns with you, tune in. And also, if any of you are interested in kind of knowing about your spiritual animal guides, dragon, cat, who knows? I do offer that as a reading, and you can book a reading with me on my website, theowlsvision.net.